Hello, welcome to Introduction to Zotero. I'm Keegan Osinski. I am the librarian for theology and ethics. And today we're going to walk through Zotero. If you're brand new to it, I'm going to show you how to add items to your library manually and also using the web browser. And then I'm going to show you how to cite those items in Microsoft Word as you're writing. So if you haven't already downloaded Zotero, the application, and gotten it set up, go ahead and pause the video, go back to the research guide and follow the setup instructions. And then we can get started. So this is Zotero. This is your main library. I obviously have a bunch of things in here already. Within your library, you can have separate collections. I have collections for individual papers that I've written. I have collections that are topic-based. You can basically make it work however you want to, any way you want to organize things. It makes it easy to create one bibliography from several items. And then you can also have sub-collections within your collections. Which is really helpful. So to add things to your library, you can do it several ways. So one is manually. If you use this green plus sign, you can choose your item type. Obviously, the most common ones are going to be book or book section or chapter or journal article. You can also go to the More button, and then there's tons of options. Basically, anything you'll ever need to cite, you can add here. So let's go ahead and click book. And you'll see over here on the right pane, all of these fields open up and you can just add the title, the author. You can also change it to an editor if it's an edited volume. You can add multiple authors by clicking this plus sign here. You can add authors and editors. If it's a multi-volume set, you can add that there. So basically, any fields you have the information for, go ahead and you can add them in here. You can also add notes. Some people use this to put important quotes from that particular item. You could also make a note to yourself about why you're saving it. So, you know, this is especially helpful if a lot of the titles are similar. If you're working on a project and you are just adding items to look back on later, you might add a reason this item is helpful or what you want to do with it. Tags can be helpful in addition to creating collections. You can create tags that will collect similar items together. And there's no controlled vocabulary, so you can use whatever tags work for you. That's something that's really nice about Zotero, is there's so many ways to just make it work however is best for you. So that's the main way to add things manually. Again, you change the item type. If you choose the wrong one initially, you can change it from book to book section. So that is the manual entry. You can also do this magic wand button here to add items by ISBN or DOI. If you just copy down an ISBN, so let me kind of show you that. I think I have one. Yeah, I had one copied. You just put in the ISBN number, hit enter, and you can see it popped up right here. Black Practical Theology, all the data auto entered into the fields, and you're ready to go. So that is manual entry. Next, I'm going to show you adding using your web browser. So let me open my web browser. I just have that same book, Black Practical Theology, pulled up in the library online catalog. So from here, up in the top bar of the browser, you can see this little book button. That's your Zotero button. it'll change to a different picture depending on what kind of item you're looking at. So this item record is for a book. So the little button turned into a book, which is very convenient. So if I just click that, it'll give me options to save it to different collections or just straight to my general library. So let's go ahead and do that. And it'll just save it automatically. So let's go back to Zotero. And you can see, and it's a duplicate because this is the one I added with the ISBN. And this is the one that I added from the library website. If I scroll down over here, you can see it came from the library catalog. It pulled in all the same information. It's a little bit different. There are a couple different pieces of information. That's why it's always good to double check when you're pulling things in automatically, just to be sure everything looks like what you want it to look like. So that is pulling from the library catalog. You can also, if you just searched for something, so you can see up here, I searched Black Practical Theology to find this book. But if I was just searching for Black Practical Theology generally, and trying to look for a lot of different items, and all of these things came up in my search, and I wanted to save all of them to look at later, you can see that button at the top that was a book is now a file folder. So it will try to collect all the information from all of those records. So if I click that, I'll get a pop-up that brings up all the items that were in this first page of this search. Oops. Let me go back. There it is. And I can select all of them or select just a few that I want. And then if I click OK, those will all go into my library. Okay, so next we can also pull information and items straight from Amazon. So I have an Amazon tab open here to the same book. And you'll see up at the top, it has the book icon. And if I click that, it'll get sent to my library. And there it is again. Again, it's a duplicate because we pulled it the same book. But this one you can see it pulled the entire abstract from Amazon. You can take that or leave it. It's up to you. If you don't want it, you can just click it, delete it, and it has all the same information that is in the other items. It also has a link to the Amazon page saved underneath, so you can get back to it if you need to do that. But otherwise, it has all of the same information here. Lastly, let's look at pulling a journal article. So here I've just gone and searched in the ATLA database very quickly. And just like in the library catalog, we could pull this entire list from the first page anyway, using that button that looks like a file folder. So again, you can choose which articles you want to save. Or we could go to an individual item record, and you can see the button up at the top has turned into a piece of paper. That is an article. If you click that, again, you can select where you want it to be sent. We'll send it to just the regular big library. And then let's look in Zotero, and here it is. You have all of your data in the fields auto-populated. And the cool thing is, if you click this little arrow, it also pulled in the full text PDF. So you don't have to go hunting for it. The PDF is already connected to the citation of the item. It's all right there. Okay, now that we are done adding things to our library, we can go to Microsoft Word and start using that for citation. So if you are writing a paper and you quote something that you have already put in Zotero, you can go up to this Zotero tab at the top, click Add or Edit a Citation. It'll ask you what citation style you want to use. Normally in the Divinity School, you're going to want to be using Chicago style. And Zotero will automatically update to the newest edition, so that's really nice. We already have 17th edition ready to go. You click OK, and you have this pop-up that comes up this search bar. So there you can search by title, author, basically any of the information that's in there. Let's search for this. Obviously, we have 3 of the same item because I kept adding the same one, but you can just click enter. And then from there, if you click on the item that went in there, you can add a page number, hit enter again, and there's your little footnote, and there it is. It's already cited for you. If you cite the same source again, do the same thing, add edit citation. Oops. It'll remind you, here's what you've already cited. Are you trying to cite the same thing? And you can be like, yes, I am. And it was just a different page. Hit enter. And once you have cited something that you've already cited before, it does the short version of the citation, the note, footnote citation automatically. Super easy. Let's do one more, just to have something different. I forgot what that article was that I pulled in. Let me just do something I know is in there. And then you can have your third citation. And once you have multiple things cited, if you're at the end of your paper, you can click add or edit bibliography, and it will pull everything you've cited into a nice, neat bibliography for you right there. So it's super easy. Should be super helpful for organizing, for citing. As always, if you have any questions, go ahead and email me or any of the other librarians. We're happy to help you. And that's it. Have a good day.